Bitcoin had a huge breakout yesterday. We broke this downward sloping resistance line and we went back above the 70k. We saw a lot of inflows in the Bitcoin ETFs again, and I will show you some more bullish patterns for Bitcoin. I will tell you everything what's going to happen for Bitcoin this week, and I will also explain you my trading strategy, but I will talk about that later in this video. So stay tuned, slap up that like button, and let's dive right into the charts. On the higher time frame we can see Bitcoin was creating this downward sloping resistance line with multiple touch points as resistance on the top side. And we came at this big resistance slash support area, and the support was holding strong enough for Bitcoin. And we can see we broke out beautifully yesterday and we crossed the 70k again. So that was a huge increase. We can see this downward sloping resistance line was getting broken to the top side. And now we're going to see a little bit more resistance coming into the market for Bitcoin. And we can see a little bit of rejection already. What we can expect maybe is that we're going to see a revisit of this support area, retest it again, and then come further back up. But for now we can see we broke out of this pattern beautifully to the top side, and we can expect more continuation to the top side for Bitcoin. And if we have a look at the daily time frame for Bitcoin, we can see Bitcoin is still in this range. But the support was holding strong enough, and we can see a bounce from the support to the top side. And we want to see a revisit of this top side resistance again, and maybe aim for a break of this pattern. So we want to see a revisit, then a break to the top side, and then we can continue the bullish uptrend. And the more times we touch a certain area, the weaker it gets. And if we revisit this area, it becomes a little bit weaker every time we touch it. So I expect that we're going to see eventually a break through this level. And you can also see on the daily time frame the trend is up. We can see a retest of the previous resistance to support, and then we come further back up. And I want to see a break of this resistance again, a retest to test this as support, and then come further back up. This will be a very healthy price action as an uptrend. And if we break this topside resistance, we can also aim for a new all-time high again. So I expect a lot of bullish price action for Bitcoin in the coming weeks. And also with the inflows in the Bitcoin spot ETF, you can see yesterday we had an inflow of $105 million again, so that is huge. And we can see Fidelity bought a lot. BlackRock didn't buy anything, and also Grayscale didn't buy or sell anything. So that is bullish, and it was the 14th consecutive day of inflow in the Bitcoin ETFs. So that is very bullish. And if this continues, then we can only see more upside, because the buying pressure is insane. And we are totaling on 14 billion of net inflow into the Bitcoin ETFs. And I expect that we're going to see much higher levels this year, because we're only on the way for 5 months in this spot ETF, and I expect that we're going to see the 20 billion very soon. And on my Twitter page I've been talking about this potential inverse head and shoulders for Bitcoin for quite a while now. On the daily time frame we can see this Bitcoin inverse head and shoulders is unfolding, and we can see a left shoulder ahead and now a potential right shoulder. And with the bullish price action of yesterday we can maybe see a revisit of this huge resistance area. And what we want to see, we want to see a break of this area. Because this inverse head and shoulders is a bullish bias pattern. We want to see a break. We want to retest the previous resistance as support, and from here you can also enter the market in a long, because it's this resistance is very huge, and if we can turn it into support, it will be very bullish, and then we can aim for higher prices. And of course this was the previous all-time high, and we will make a new all-time high very soon after we break this resistance area. But for now we have to be a little bit patient that we're going to see a revisit. We can expect a revisit because it looks like the trend is up again. And also on the higher time frame we can see we are creating higher lows, and this higher low just formed yesterday. And also we are creating higher highs, so that is a beautiful thing to see. But for now we have to be a little bit patient that we're going to see this a break of this resistance area. And on the 4-hour time frame we can see Bitcoin broke beautifully out of this consolidation pattern. We broke to the top side and we retested this previous resistance as support, and from there we came further back up, and it was a very beautiful trade to make. And I've been talking about this potential breakout for Bitcoin for quite a while now, and also on my Twitter channel I've been discussing this breakout for Bitcoin. I've been monitoring this breakout. We broke out yesterday, and I was saying that if we are going to see a retest of this previous resistance to turn it into support, then you can enter the market in the long, because it will be a great place to enter the market in the long. And look what happened. If I zoom in on the 1-hour time frame, we can see a beautiful break to the top side. We were here at above the 70k. Everyone was very bullish. Then we came back down. We retested this previous resistance as support beautifully, and from there we came further back up again. Yeah, and if you were trading this and you were entering the market on the long on this retest, it was like 150%. And of course, if you're trading leverage, then those numbers will be higher. So for instance, when you trade in a 10x leverage, you could have made 15% on this move. Yeah, and this is my trading strategy, and this is how I make my money. So of course you have to take your profits on the way up, but this was a very profitable trade for me again. And today I expect more bullishness coming into the market for Bitcoin because we saw a retest, and I expect that we're going to see the top side of this formation because that is the breakout target of this breakout, and that will be around the 72k, and the 72k was hit in the 21st of May. So yeah, this was a long time that we're seeing this level. Yeah, so I expect a little bit more bullishness, and also with a lot of inflow in the Bitcoin ETFs, we can expect a more bullish price action for Bitcoin this week. And I want to have a look at this Ethereum Bitcoin pair. On the weekly time frame, we can see this huge falling channel structure unfolding for this Ethereum Bitcoin pair. And currently we are retesting this resistance on the top side of this downward sloping resistance line. And we are also seeing a little bit of a rejection already. A lot of followers on Twitter always ask me when the next alt season is coming. If this Ethereum Bitcoin pair is breaking to the top side, yeah, we can expect a little bit more bullishness for altcoins unfolding, because Ethereum is the biggest altcoin, and when Ethereum is rising, a lot of other altcoins will follow. So maybe when the spot Ethereum ETF is going live, a lot of more inflow will be happening into the Ethereum markets, and then a lot of altcoins will follow, because we can see in the past here a big run up for Ethereum, and that was also the place when we had a huge alt season. But for now, in the last couple years, because this pair is coming from September 2022, so it's 1.5 years ago, it was better to hold Bitcoin than Ethereum. And we can see yeah, there's rejection coming into the market for this pair, and we can also aim for lower levels again and revisit this huge support area. But if we break to the top side, then I expect that alt season is coming closer and closer. And also, if we have a look at this Bitcoin dominance chart, we can see this rising wedge was unfolding with multiple touch points on the top side as resistance, and also multiple touch points on the downside as support. And last week we broke down of this huge support area, and we are currently trying to retest this previous support into resistance. So if this Bitcoin dominance chart comes down, that means that other crypto will rise against Bitcoin, and the market share of Bitcoin in the total crypto market will decrease. And we can see in the past that if Bitcoin had a decrease in this Bitcoin dominance, we saw a huge alt season unfolding. If we want to see next alt season, that is what we want to see for this chart. We want to see a decrease, and we can also see this huge support area for this chart. So if we make a bearish retest for this rising wedge formation, we can maybe aim for this support area. And if we see that this chart is going to this support area, then we will see a lot of altcoins gaining more volume. And I expect that it comes together with the approval of the spot Ethereum ETF. So if the Ethereum ETF gets more inflow, then I expect that we're going to see this chart coming to this support area. And also another interesting chart I want to have a look at is this dollar chart. The dollar is getting weaker. In the last week we can see a huge decrease in value of the dollar. And when the dollar becomes weaker, this is very good for the markets, also for the stock market. But we want to see the dollar getting weaker and weaker. And currently we are at this support area. It acted as support and a resistance in the past. And we can see a lot of touch points for this pattern unfolding. And currently, yeah, this is we are back at support. But yeah, the more times it touches this support, the weaker it gets. We can see the dollar is trying to break it already. So if we are breaking into the downside, I want to see a retest of this previous support to turn it into resistance and then come further back down. And this will have a very bullish effect on the markets, because when what I was saying, when the dollar decreases in value, it will be very bullish for the markets. This was my explanation of my trading strategy. If you have some questions, you can also comment on the video, and I will always read all the comments, and you can just ask me anything. I hope you find this video useful. Follow me on X, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.